Welcome back, everyone. Today we're jumping into an older recording of a ranked match from around the release of the Finest Hour DLC, and we'll be going up against another strong PvP player, Grimjob. Check out his channel. I'll have it linked in the description below. He's a fantastic PvPer and a great guy all around to play against. Because of our location differences, we ran this one on a third-party host, so a big thank you to Fantastic for making the game possible. Really, the only downside against playing Grim is our ping differences, with our locations being across the world from each other. So it can be a bit challenging and unfortunate, as I'd really love to play him more often. But even though it is from a little earlier in the DLC's life here, it's still a great match. So let's jump on in. So we are playing on one of the new maps. This is Fall Gelb. I did take the British, and we are the offensive doctrine. So I'll be rushing, thankfully for the British, 2 squads immediately out and a couple singles. So I'm going to try to get 2 squads into the middle. And we're going to try to take advantage of the British numbers here, as Grim has gone Germany. And we will see in this match that he did go all around west. So we'll be facing a lot of half tracks, and if we make it there, potentially a King Tiger. So we may have our hands cut out for us. But we're going to try to spread out the guys kind of all over the middle town here. Because of the buildings and the alleyways through them, I want line of sight pretty much everywhere. And I took one guy off of the second squad to go and cap my home point. So we'll pretty much have, what is it going to be? There's 10 guys per squad. If these 2 guys in the back can catch up here. Looks like we'll have around 19 guys, give or take, in middle, going up against probably 2 squads of 8, 9 for Grim, so probably about equal. And he's doing a fantastic push kind of on the left side here to really get a nice flank going. So we pretty much have probably the same ideas, although I've kind of taken up positions in the buildings on the right side of the town, with some pretty decent line of sight onto his side as well. But this map does have some pretty advantageous cover in the middle for both Allies and Axis players. It's probably a little more favored for Allies, I think, especially with those walls on the right, but we'll see how it plays out here. But Grim is a fantastic microer, so it is going to be a very heavy micro grenade game, is what I'm expecting. And I want to make sure that I've got my flanks secured. I don't want Grim to have any line of sight or any idea that he can just kind of sneak right on in. So we'll deal with his flanker. And any flankers that come at us, for that matter. But he's pretty much pushed us to one side of the town. And he's done a very decent job as well of kind of taking our guys out. But this is where the British kind of really shine, as now I've got 1 reinforcement squad already coming in that I'd already called in. And we've got a second squad coming in as well now. And Grim actually, it looks like on the mini-map, has prioritized the vehicle instead of infantry here. So the infantry that he's got in the point is kind of what I'm expecting. And then, yeah, as we can see, it's a half track. So we'll break off the Piat from this reinforcement squad and kind of get them over onto that right side where that half track's kind of laying in some of our flanking guys over there. But so far, pretty good spread in the middle. As long as we keep reinforcing it up and I keep trying to get these grenades into all the cover where Grim's got on his side, especially behind these walls, I should be able to clear him out pretty well. And his half track's pretty much in the back as well, just a little busy and focused on the guys in the building, which is kind of nice. So it's not up front dealing with my guys directly on the point. And I'm going to take some of the guys, put them into the middle, and then I'm going to get a couple of the other guys and try to retake this left side. Along with bringing over a couple single detachments as well, just to kind of reinforce it out. I'm not pressed with pushing on that left just yet, but I'd still like the opportunity. I don't want to let Grim push up far and kind of push me back. I still want to be able to get up there if I can. We get some nice grenades here into those windows, which is great. Clear out some of those guys, and I am going to start throwing the Hawkins mines that these guys carry as well, just sporadically throughout. You never know. Might get lucky. Half track, 222, anything might come, just kind of rushing up and hit one of those here or there. But we do get the first call in for DP, and I choose the mortar and a sniper. And looking back, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that was a misclick. I had really wanted to call in the Crusader AA, which is probably one of the better call-ins for this doctrine. I'm unfortunately stuck with the mortar, the vet guy it comes with, and then the sniper. So we'll make do with it. Actually, two vet guys, 2 Royal Marine commandos, and the sniper. Which, I mean, the sniper is not terrible, but I wanted the Crusader AA to be able to really counter his half tracks, because I knew from Grim's videos that when he goes this doctrine, he plays it the same way I do, where we'll typically go with the 2 centimeter and we'll utilize the vet guys that come in it, and then he's just got an autocannon rolling around the field, thanks to his very good micro. So I wanted the Crusader A to be able to deal with that. The misclick isn't the best, but hopefully the mortar can help us out. But we are, as of this point, just kind of decapping the middle point on each other. Although we've held it a little more consistently, and been able to get a little further in the lead here, which is nice. But he's definitely got these buildings, which thankfully the mortar should hopefully be able to make quick work of. But I've definitely got to get more infantry up here and in this point. Flamethrower, thankfully be able to deal with that. And I do see he's trying to dig in as well, and I don't want him to, so I'm going to try to prevent that as best as I can, and see if we can get some of these guys that are just kind of hanging out around the outskirts a little further into the town. Maybe sneak him up on his side if I can, though he's got guys everywhere as well, laying in every corner with STGs, which is really unfortunate. They're going to absolutely shred me as I come through. But he's bringing up one of the half tracks, and he's fairly close to the Piazza range here, and I do have 2 laying around in the town, so we'll be able to hopefully deal with that. We'll let the AI kind of handle it. I'm going to try to micro this sniper a little better. There's just not many spots, unfortunately, to get good line of sight right now. We hit it again. Still up. Yeah, still up. But he knows we're here. And we're going to call Valentine to potentially counter the 2 centimeter that he's got on the flank of the town here. I don't know if, looking back at it, if the Valentine was the best call. Probably panicking at this point, because I knew there was no way I was getting a Piat close to the 2 centimeter for sure, and especially with the mortar I've got to keep providing ammo for it, so I'm gonna have to call up ammo crates fairly often. But we do get a pretty nice mortar shell there, getting 5 guys, which is fantastic. So far I'd say it's doing its worth. But he is bringing around the 2 centimeter now into the main street, which is rough because Valentine's on the other side. So now I'm gonna have to smoke this out to get my guys closer. And he's pushed further into the point as well, which really stinks. So it's gonna be a lot harder to get him out of there. And with how far up he is, he's got line of sight on the Valentine, so I know he knows where it is, so he can just kind of skirt it. But on the flank, we are going to try our first push, although he's got another half track over there. So we're going to try to get the Valentine to deal with it, considering it is a 2 centimeter. We miss. He's just laying into these commandos. We're gonna try one more time. We don't get it off. I see the Panzer. Yeah, Panzerfaust. Thought it was a Shrek. See the Faust too late. Try to AP him. Miss him. Really unfortunate there. And the Valentine's down. So definitely the wrong buy. Probably would have been better off with a faster light tank. But now we'll go with the Crusader AA. So we'll call up what I initially wanted to bring in to try to deal with these half tracks. Because at this point, I believe he's at the very least got 2. He might have 3. If that new one that's pushing on that right side of the map is another one. There may very well be 3 on the map, but I know he's got 1 in the middle. He's got that one on the right, which he's now going to use to try to make a push on me. And then there was 1 on the left. So considering he's pretty much got a free run right through to my point, I'm going to bring over the Crusader A to try to deal with that. And we just cannot get any pressure into middle, which is really unfortunate. So I'm going to try to get these commandos up as quickly as I can. Yeah, he definitely has 3. There is 1 on that left side sitting there too already. So he's got 3 2 centimeters out on the field, a regular half track, ton of elite guys, probably 15 elite guys if I haven't killed any. And he's also finishing off the Valentine as well, from what that sounded like. We do get a Piat onto the regular half track. We're gonna try our luck, see if we can maybe get another one onto the 2 centimeter. We do get a lucky one there. We were bringing over the Crusader A either way, although it did get stuck in the pathfinding. But we do, at the very least, take out 1, and it is on fire. So, 1 down, 2 to go. And he didn't press us on the right, even though he had the advantage. So we were able to get a rear echelon squad. Cheap infantry, just to kind of fill in and hold for now. We hit what appears to be mines, which is a Grimjob favorite tactic of placing mines at the entrances of his points. So I know they're there now. We do have 1 guy in, and thankfully the cap weight is very nice. We try to direct control here, but it is not in my favor, especially since the guy has an STG. I should just let the AI take control. We're going to try to bring over the Crusader AA, and we're still trying to protect our home point. And with another 2 centimeter over there, I am going to call it a Tetrarch. Fast light tank to try to get over there as quickly as possible. And I still want this Crusader A to try to support my push. Although my push is fizzled out 3 guys. So, I mean, it's not really a push now. So, I need to pretty much switch gears. We've equaled it out 1-to-1 with me decapping his point. And I'm just holding my point. But I can't be too risky, especially with the Crusader A. So we're going to try with the Tetrarch real fast to take out his 2 centimeter here if we can. I think I do catch him lacking. 2 do get one shot. The damage is not the best for what I'd want. No, I'm playing a very risky game. I gotta take him out before he takes me out. So we can see in the kill feed, the Crusader A does take out the other 2 centimeter that was on his point. So he is down to just this one now. Although I wouldn't be surprised if he does call in another. I'm going to let the Tetrarch AI kind of do its thing since my self-control, or my direct control is not doing it for me. Trying to move these guys up, they get rinsed around the corner by an SDG lane and lane in between the sandbags. Grim is smoking out to try to block line of sight of his 2 centimeters. So I assume, yeah, it looks like the engine is down. We do need to get another squad over there to help. And he has officially cleared everyone on his point. So I've got no line of sight. It is not worth keeping the Crusader A there, especially as we just hit tier 2. And he is likely bringing up some type of not AA, AT. I would assume either, I mean, he could go with the pack wagon, but I don't know. He might be limited then in what he can bring out later on, in terms of like other 2 centimeters. He does have 2 that he can repair based on the minimap, but the pack wagon would definitely limit him in terms of his DP if he wants to go with the King Tiger. So we'll get another squad out onto kind of the north side just to kind of get line of sight, because that'll kind of allow me to be a little more aggressive with the Crusader A if I want. I'm going to try to direct control, though this fence does get in my way. I know he's got a guy right around this corner that I want to kind of take care of. I think the lip, yeah, there's a lip in a wall there that just gives them cover, which is really unfortunate. Is that anyone I push further into the point is just going to get absolutely obliterated by an STG. But we'll move out some of these guys that we brought to kind of reinforce. Looks like for the most part, Grim's advance on our point has fizzled out, minus a guy or 2. Looks like that is another half track. I did miss the variant. May have been another 2 centimeter. Could have been the pack wagon, though. Trying to get a Willie Pete onto the guy that was crawling up there. We do miss, though. And we do have pretty free reign up to this 2 centimeter here. So I'm going to try to press that as far as I can. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to take that, repair it, and cap it. Parrot, use it on Grim. That'd be great. If we can use that against them. I can't forget these guys as well. And they do have their own Piat as well. So I'll separate him out just to be safe. But mortar has unfortunately stopped firing because we are out of shells. He is moving up another half track. A regular half track onto this flank. We're going to try to direct control. Doesn't look like he's got any guys right here. We might be able to lob this AT grenade over. We do. Do we get lucky? We do. Do lose the guy. So he does have a guy behind that wall. So now we know. But he did not take us out in time, which is great. New 2 centimeter is up. So he's got, what, 4 2 centimeters now. Could go with the Challenger. Thinking about it. It's really just half tracks, though. He doesn't really have any big vehicles to deal with. The Tetrarch can take him out. So we'll hold for now. So we see something that we really need to counter. There's really no point in going for the Challenger. Could go with the AVRE. Or even the Crocodile as well. Try to weed these guys out of the middle. Probably would be a good idea, actually, to go with one of those now, but I'm usually in the boat of saving my DP for counters, letting my opponent make the first move and then countering them based on that. I don't want to lock myself into something and then not have a way to counter. Although, thankfully, the British seem to have quite a few different ways to counter things at this point, so Really shouldn't be too worried. He's bringing up another half track, and it does look like it's a flame variant this time. So 4 2 centimeters, 1 flame variant. He's got to be running low on the DP to at least make it to the KT if he needs it. At this point, we'll try to get a P out if we can, but we do miss, which is really unfortunate. The one time I have the worst accuracy with it is when he's sitting still again. Try one more time though. We might hit him. We do. The lucky shot through the smoke. I don't believe he's on fire. Actually, he can still drive, so did not really do what I needed it. Scared him off at least. But we're back to a decapping game. Some great grenade throws from Grim. And he's just really utilizing those buildings very effectively, unfortunately, against us. And with them being on his side, he can just kind of hunker behind him. So I really need to take him out. Maybe I'm going to try to Piat it. But thankfully our grenade micro is not terrible today. You get quite a few grenades off. And the mortar is starting to level him as we go. He is moving up the flame half track, so we'll try to move the Piat over. And following Grim's lead, we are going to mine off our entrance, just in case he makes another push. And it's such a psychological thing, because once you know there are mines there, you're going to play it slower, and or you're going to either not push or try to move around, so it's going to waste more time, and or open yourself up for more line of sight issues. So if he ever pushes us again, we'll be ready. We'll have mines, and we can kind of push up some of these guys that we're just kind of holding back as well. So it'll give us a little more opportunity. But I do misclick with the Piat initially. Sent him further back than I wanted to. So now I gotta get him up. So that half track is just sitting there and able to kind of lay into us. But we do have numbers once again in point with cap weight. So we will be able to, at the very least, decap this. And the Piat does finish off the flame half track, which is fantastic. So that is down. We're going to preemptively get another mortar ammo crate up. We've got a new 2 centimeter. Well, probably not a new one, probably a repaired one. Now sitting in the middle. We're going to try to counter it with the Crusader AA, but I'm sure he does have line of sight. Probably sees us, take a couple shots. No hits. We're going to back him off now. He knows we're there. And at the very least, he did back off. So we'll be able to kind of push up a little bit. Take advantage of this, hopefully. And a little lull. Other than the mortars. So we call in a recon Bren carrier section. Probably not a good call. Went with it for whatever reason. I don't think the Brens are that effective when they're just the regular Bren gun. The two different variants are usually pretty good. But we do see a AT gun on the map, or an AT vehicle on the map, and it is the pack wagon. So we did roll with the pack wagon along with the other half tracks. Truly, I have no idea what the DP is. He might be just sitting on enough for the KT or not. But I know he's got quite a few out. So we're either banking that there's no KT, or we are going to see the King Tiger at some point. I'm going to push these Brens towards his point, and I'm going to take out the Piat from this one, so I do have a Piat section. I have no idea why this Bren isn't auto-firing at the guy that's just crawling up. I'm so focused on that. I miss the Pack 36 that's sitting out in the open. Is that Pack 38? Pack 36 sitting out in the open. So that's going to easily take out these Brens. We're going to try to get a couple guys if there's any survivors just kind of laying around. But that whole push wasted. Now that we know there's a Pack 36 over there. But we still have a decent hold, thankfully, in the middle. At this point, his guys in that back building are really able to just kind of fire straight in, minus a couple of wall sections. And he is moving up more half tracks as well, which is that the all-around West Doctrine is kind of stable. It's just the amount of half tracks you end up facing. There are truly so many. Do get a lucky mortar though on the building, which is pretty nice. And I'm trying to Piat it, and I do miss. Sniper sitting on 5 kills, so also kind of a waste of a buy, although the mortar's paid for itself, I would say, at this point. So we get a free, not free, but you know, we get a sniper with it. On a better map, or I'm sure I could have positioned him better than just kind of sitting in the middle. Probably to do more damage, but it is what it is. And he's also counter-mortaring us as well, which is unfortunate. He did get a mortar to deal with us. But as you saw there, I used the Piat to blow a hole in the back of this building because the only entrance is from the front of the point, facing the Axis side, although there is a flamethrower that takes out our guy, unfortunately. Mortar does get him, though. So I opened up the back of that building with the Piat. I'm happy to waste a shot because I wanted to be able to just run guys in there while I could. To not have them run through and then just get rinsed. We're still holding the middle fairly well, although Grim is pushing again on our left side. We will have to be kind of wary of that. We'll pull up a half track with the squad, kind of reinforce. Get some more commandos up as well. And the Crusader A, we're just holding at the back end of the street and is taking some shots. And I finally remember that we do have this flank kind of secured. So we are going to try to cap that 2 centimeter while the pack wagon starts taking some shots at us. I've got HE loaded. He's got the range on me either way, so we do lose it. So we will go down on the Crusader AA, which is unfortunate. But he's kind of clumped up his half tracks here in the back, and I have line of sight. So we're going to try to make a maneuver with the Tetrarch. And if I can take out these 2 half tracks, then I would say it's kind of worth it, because one of these is a 2 centimeter. He does notice us. Trying to engine him. Take out the engine on one there. The other one is going to get away, so I'll make do with just the 1 2 centimeter at this point. And I know he's bringing over the pack wagon, so I am going to skedaddle as quickly as I can with this thing, which thankfully has incredible speed, getting up to 40 off-road. And we do have a Vet 2 crewman that did survive, so I am going to save him for whatever vehicle I call in next. And trade out one of the crew and get a Vet 2 crew in it already. So he is bringing up a half-track, regular one into the middle. We've got a couple things that can kind of deal with that, including this Rifle Grenadier who does get him. Or not Grenadier, I guess, but Rifle Grenadier, as the British would be. Because the Grenadiers are only for the Germans, for the most part. We've got plenty of guys just kind of sitting off the point as well. I don't want to rush them in all at once because of the mortar. I want to just kind of funnel them in as I need to, just to kind of keep up the cap weight. Because I know I can kind of play the infantry a little better than Grim can with the cost of his infantry. And the cap weight of mine should kind of benefit me. So As long as we've got guys hanging out and around, we should be A-okay. And we'll even dig in a couple foxholes here and there, as we need to. What I probably would have done earlier and should have done is taken out those walls. It's given me cover at this point. Kind of right in between the smoke. Can't really see it right now, but it's also given Grim cover on the point. I'm sure he's probably got guys kind of camped behind there as well. We try to get a cheeky shot with the Tetrarch here, but we can't fire through the wall, unfortunately. And he didn't back off, but yeah, it wouldn't have made him. Wouldn't have mattered either way. So at this point, we do decide to go with the Churchill ABRE, even though we are at the 30-minute mark, which I realized right after. But I think the ABRE is a good call because I should be able to start really taking out some of these buildings that he's holed up in. And we've still got plenty of DP as well if we need to counter for anything heavier. If I do see the King Tiger, I may be going with the Fireflies. Dual Fireflies is needed. But we're going to whip around the Tetrarch, try to deal with this 2-centimeter. We do miss our first shot. And I'm busy microing this guy into the ABRE that I do miss at the Tetrarch. Does take out, I believe, yeah, so it does take out the 2-centimeter, but it is taking some fire from the Pack 36, so I'm going to try to get it out of there. That thing has done its worth for me at this point. There's no real reason to lose it, but I'd rather keep it if I can. And I got to get a couple extra guys in this point as well, since Grim has reinforced it with the additional bump with tier 3 coming. And he went with a 2-2-1 as well, so he does have a 2-2-1 in the back. So an additional MG, mobile MG to kind of deal with here. But the Churchill ABRE is up with its Vet 2 crew. Hopefully a little bit of an accuracy boost. We're going to give no regard to the corpse of our Crusader AA. And we're going to start rolling him in. I do see that the pack wagon is reorienting itself towards the rear. I think he's already getting ready to run. I have no range on him, which is totally fine. We get a slight lag. And the King Tiger's coming as well, so now I'm panicking through the lag. We're gonna fire off one of the rounds, and I'm gonna try to back off the ABRE. And I'm actually going to try to sacrifice this half track as well, trying to block line of sight. In my haste, I do blow up my own guy, and I decrew my half track, which was working in my favor. He tracks me through the half track, which is super unfortunate. We finally blow up the wall. We do reveal that there is a hidden defender lying behind it, which we thought all along. And he does get the turret and 2 loaders in the Churchill, which is really unfortunate. So now we're kind of a sitting duck. I'm going to smoke out, try to repair it as quickly as I can. Figured I might be able to get a shot off again because I was still facing the same direction, but we do miss. It appears the 2-centimeter is up, although I think one of the tracks is still out. So we may be able to get in it and at the very least deal with this pack wagon real quick, if we're lucky. We do have AP loaded since it was going against the Tetrarch earlier. I don't believe he either has line of sight or sees it. And we do get the jump on him, which is fantastic. So I'm hoping the AI is going to be able to take out the pack wagon. There'll be one less AT support vehicle to deal with, and then it's just going to be the King Tiger. But we are pretty much here at the end of the game. It's 990, so this should close us out. Shouldn't really have to worry about the KT anymore. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was a great game by both Grim and myself. A lot of fun, and hopefully we'll get another one soon. But thank you for watching. Appreciate it.